Hello guys, it's 899 and welcome to the official NRL tips/predictions for round 8 in the 2022 NRL season. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing all well. In terms of last week, I pretty much did the exact same as the week prior. 5 out of 8 games that went wrong. I tipped the Cowboys to not win, and boy how they won. And the shitstorm that came after it. You also had the Dragons beating the Roosters. That was fun. Who else was there? Oh yeah, that's right. The WESTS Tigers are now the best team in the NRL. Bloody beating South Sydney. Like what? But anyways, we're going to go into round 8. Let's just try to at least get over 50%. I think that's probably the good goal. Let's get into it. First up, on the Thursday night, it is the Brisbane Broncos up against the Cronulla Sharks. Now, the Cronulla Sharks had a fantastic first half performance in their last week match against the Manly Sea Eagles. Not a great second half, however. And the same thing could be said in a similar way of the Broncos' last match, as their opponents last week, the Bulldogs, had a fairly good start in the first half, but yeah, the second half, Brisbane just absolutely switched on. It's going to be a very interesting game to predict. It is obviously at Suncorp, and as we all know, Brisbane and Suncorp, it's their home stadium, of course. What the fuck? It is going to be an interesting test to see how this Cronulla team can go. I think they will win this match, but probably not going to be as big as some people probably might say. I'll probably say around maybe by 12. I think it'll be closer than what people think. But yeah, I do think that the Cronulla Sharks will be able to take another win. Now we go to the 6 p.m. Friday night match. It is the Gold Coast Titans up against the Penrith Panthers. Now, what can be said about the Penrith Panthers? I mean, they're 7 from 7. They're really good. The Gold Coast Titans, on the other hand, yeah, that game, the game against the Cowboys, that was a very weird one. It's really weird to figure out. It's like, obviously, I mean, Penrith are going to win this game. There's no doubt about it. Real question is by how much? Probably say around the 16 mark, but yeah, it's really odd. Really odd of the Titans, because the Titans have been looking pretty good over the last couple of weeks, and then they had a game against the Cowboys, and basically it was to test out who was the best team in Queensland, and the Cowboys slapped them silly. It's weird. Now we go into the final game on Friday. It is the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Manly Sea Eagles in Gosford. So yep, it is a neutral game. I don't know. But I will say though, near Gosford, I might go. Not for me to enjoy the match personally, probably to mediate the whatever scrap happens between South Sydney and mainly YouTubers. So people like CJ Moxley and NRL Jai stuff against Pro Enzo and Paddy G. Because the last time one of these matches where it was like the rugby league YouTubers teams were playing against each other at let's just say it was not civil at all. Let's just say that. But anyways, it's going to be a very interesting match to say the least. Both teams coming off losses. Manly did have a really good second half in that game against Cronulla. It's just unfortunate that Cronulla scored all those points in the first half. South Sydney, they just looked rather lost against the Tigers. The Tigers are on form. Personally, in my prediction of this match, I feel like South Sydney might just edge Manly out, probably by around like 8 points. Hopefully it's a good close matchup, and just stay off the Instagram story, fellas. We just please. It's good content, but Magic Round's coming up, and I don't want there to be rugby league YouTubers punch. Actually, that would get a lot of views, you know. That would money stocks. Oh, actually, yeah, scratch that. Fight each other. Now we're going to the Saturday matches, where at 3 o'clock we will see the New Zealand Warriors take on the Canberra Raiders. If this doesn't say 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday, then I don't know what does. Obviously, both teams did not go well last week. Canberra Raiders did lose quite sizably to the Penrith Panthers. Who? Obligatory Viking clap joke. And the Warriors, yeah, about that. Yeah, that's just very unfortunate. In terms of these two teams, I mean, the Warriors, I've got a few injuries picked up from that game. Josh Curran's going to be out. Watine Lesniak, I do not know if he's going to be back because that looked horrible what happened to him. So in terms of this, I'm actually going to go with a prediction saying that the Canberra Raiders will take the win over the Warriors. Now we go to the 5:30 match. It is the Canterbury Bulldogs taking on the Sydney Roosters. This match is interesting. So both teams lost last week. The Bulldogs lost to the Broncos after a very solid start in the first half. And the Roosters lost last night in the Anzac match against St. George. A lot of contentious things. I know Daniel Tupou is probably going to get suspended because of that high shot. Yet he wasn't simbed in the game. That's the NRL for you. But yeah, I don't know. This game's going to be quite. It probably won't be that hard to predict. I'll probably say Roosters to win is probably the safe option. I don't really see the Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs could be the game that the Bulldogs do end up winning. You don't know. But I'll stick with the safe tip and I'll say that the Roosters will win. Now we go to the final game on Saturday, the primetime match at 7 p.m. Wait, 7 p.m. So hang on. So the Bulldogs Roosters game's at 5:30. So this possibly means that the Parramatta game against the Cowboys will start during the second half of the Bulldogs Roosters game. What the fuck? I've only just noticed this. That's pretty stupid. But anyways, it's another one of these YouTuber clashes again, fellas. Calm down. So it's basically Rugby League history, Entertain House, National Sports Loaded against Sam Revel and Nick from Australia. Fellas, just keep off the stories, but don't keep off the stories. You know, it's like, oh, I don't want this drama, but it gets attention, money, stocks. We want to retire on Mars, fellas. But yeah, the Cowboys were really good in their game against the Titans. Really shut them down. And Parramatta, yes, they won 39-2 against the Knights, but it's the Knights. I mean. But anyways, in terms of this match, the last two times I've tipped in a Cowboys game, I've tipped against them, and they've both won. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually tip the Cowboys. Take that what you will if you're thinking like, oh, he's basically for Parramatta to win, or I actually think the Cowboys can beat the Eels and solidify themselves as actually like a top 6 contender, the Cowboys. Because I definitely would like to see that. Now we go. I don't want to talk about this match. Now we go into the first game on Sunday. It's the Newcastle Knights, the Melbourne Storm. The Knights are going to get belted. Can we just move on? They beat 70-10 over the Warriors. I think we're worse than the Warriors. It might be 100. Can we just not play? Can the Knights just say, yeah, no, I just don't want to play? Please, can we do that? That'd be much appreciated. And now we go into the final game of the round 8. It is the St. George Illawarra Dragons up against the West Tigers. Two teams that have really turned it around over the last couple of weeks in terms of their form. As St. George won the Anzac match against the Roosters, and the Tigers are now 2 from 2 in field goal wins over Sydney opposition. I mean, they're only 2 games and they're both from whatever. But anyways, this game's going to be hard to predict who's going to win. Personally, as much as I said about I think the Dragons are really good. I think the Dragons are starting to come really good into their own. And I would like to see the Tigers form continue, but personally, it's just, I think St. George are going to be just too strong for them. I think it's going to be another close game. I think it's probably like Dragons by like 4. So there we go. That is the end of my NRL predictions for round 8. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.